Hi, I'm Jenny and welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm on the hunt for the very best margarita in the whole world, and I'm inviting you to come along with me and help. Together we'll find it. So if you know of where you can find a great margarita, please comment below and tell us if it's a restaurant, maybe a favorite neighborhood spot that you go to, or maybe you're making the best margarita that you know. Let us hear from you so we can find out where it is and how you make it, and we might invite you to come on and show us how to do it. So until then, we're going to continue looking at all kinds of different margarita recipes and combinations, trying out different tequilas, different orange liqueurs, and seeing which ones we like best. So far, we've tried 4 different orange liqueurs. We've tried hot and spicy margaritas. We've tried watermelon margaritas, mango margaritas, and today we're going to look at 2 Dobel tequilas. One is a silver. Let me show you. One is a silver, and one is their Reposado. Lovely, very nice tequilas here we're going to try in our margarita, and we're going to add our Grand Marnier to that. So this is going to be just a basic margarita recipe. We're going to mix this up, have it just normal. I'm going to go ahead and rim my glasses here and see. I always want to know, when you try, oopsie daisy, when you try in a restaurant, especially some nice ones where they have a lot of different tequilas, you're like, well, I don't know. Do I want the silver? Do I want the Reposado? Is there another tequila I should try? And you think, I'm not sure. Well, today we're going to try this with Dobel, which we know has a good silver and also has a good Reposado, but which means it's a nice sipping tequila. Now, añejo would be definitely a sipping tequila. Now, the Reposado we're going to look at today has been filtered, so the color isn't in the same way. Dobel filters their tequila for the Reposado to make it so it's still clear like this. Normally on an añejo, you would see a darker color in that, maybe more of a golden color, a little like light honey or even agave. So that's what we're looking for too, is tequilas that are made with agave. These are both made with 100% agave, which is one of the reasons I like using agave as a sweetener, because that blends well with the tequila. And I personally, I'm not so big on syrups, so I prefer to use well, I guess agave is a syrup, but sugar and water syrup. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have my 2 glasses rimmed here and ready to go. I'm going to start with the Reposado. This is a very nice bottle, and I have sipped on this before. No, wait, I always have oh, there we got it. Nice sound, isn't it? So let's look at our basic recipe. We're going to use 1.5 ounces of this Reposado tequila, the Dobel that we're using. We're going to use a 1/2 ounce of the orange liqueur using the Grand Marnier today, 3/4 ounce of fresh lime juice, and a 1/2 ounce of agave syrup. Now, you're going to help follow along, make sure I actually do this the right way. So here we go with the 1.5. I like this jigger because it, maybe just another little splash there because I got a little on the side there. Okay, so I have my tequila on there, and then whoops, this one, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and mix this one on the side too, so we might as well do it at the same time. So I'm going to have 1.5 here of the Dobel Silver. I like that sound. I did a better pour on that one. Okay, either way, they sign their labels here around the neck. They actually sign, well, I don't think they personally sign it because this is bottle number 34,000. So but their signatures are on there. And if you're willing to put your hand signature on the bottle of tequila, I like to think that means you're proud of it. Okay, and so I'm going to put in a 1/2 ounce of the orange liqueur. We're going to use Grand Marnier today. And if you haven't seen our video with the 4 different orange liqueurs, the Grand Marnier and the which one? Quattro were my 2 favorites. We tried 2 others that were okay too and good for making margaritas, but those were my 2 favorites. So we're going to use the Grand Marnier today, and I'm going to use 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice. And every time you hear me talking about fresh lime juice. We are going to keep that up and remind you of that. Okay, so here's our 3/4 ounce fresh lime juice. Put it in both sides. And so important, that bottled stuff, and please don't ever tell me you're using limeade. No. We're going to use fresh lime juice. I've actually been to Mexico and had margaritas before where they weren't using fresh lime juice, and that's just not acceptable, right? Okay, and then let's see, ½ ounce of the agave syrup. So here we go. You could do a little less if you wanted to. Typically like a ½ ounce, but depends a lot on the tequila I'm mixing it with as well. Or whether we're making something sweeter, like we had the watermelon ones. Oh, those were so good. It's really hot here, and so any kind of fresh fruit in a margarita, but also just a really good margarita, quenches your thirst there. Okay, so I have now my Dobel. I have in here the Reposado, and here I have the silver. I have our fresh lime juice, the orange liqueur, and the agave. And so I'm going to put my ice in so we can shake this up. And then we're going to enjoy tasting them. Now this is the part in future episodes I'll invite you to join me. I have had several people tell me about some interesting margarita recipes that we would like to have them come join us and tell us about them. Or mix them up and maybe you'll mix it up with us. Okay, ready? Let's see if I got this one right this time. Okay. Now those of you who are better at shaking than I am, let me know. Don't like my technique, we'll figure that out. You know what? I forgot my strainer today, so I'll have to do it this way. I like using a strainer, but this will work, as long as I don't get the ice in. Okay, get every little precious drop of that out. Okay, and then this one, a little easier for me, but I like that other one too. I like putting the two glasses together. Okay, ready? Was it James Bond that said shaken, not stirred? I don't know if he was referring to my margarita, but I can't imagine. Oh, this is sounding really good at the end of a long day. I'm going to enjoy this. Okay, so they look very much alike because they were made exactly alike. But remember, this is the one with the Reposado. I have the salt on both rims. We're going to try the Dobel Reposado. That's nice. It's very smooth. I like smooth. Wow, that's really good. I don't know, I think if I was having this in a restaurant, I for sure would say it was a 4, maybe a 4.5. If you remember, if you've watched our other shows, we rate our margaritas on a scale of 1 to 5 margarita glasses. So 5 margarita glasses means it's one of the very best margaritas we've ever had. 4 margaritas means it's a really good margarita and we'd go back to have it. 3 margarita glasses means it's a good margarita. It's good to order when you're having your dinner or something like that, or just sitting around the pool. That would be fine. 2 margarita glasses means we wouldn't go back for it. Might even question going there for anything. And I don't even think I've ever done 1 margarita glass. If it's that bad, we're probably not going to talk about it. So we use the scale of 5 margarita glasses, and I'm telling you that this is probably a 4.5. It's a nice, I would say if you don't like as much of the sweet, cut down on that agave that we added. Having a little sip of water here before I try the one with the silver. Okay, here we go. This is the silver Dobel. So you can taste the difference. It's interesting. There's definitely a taste there that's not part of the lime juice or the orange liqueur or the agave, because those are exactly the same. So I can taste the difference in the silver tequila. Let me see this again. I would say this tastes more like your margarita that you would normally have at a Mexican food restaurant that you would say is okay. It's a good margarita. It would go well with my dinner. Having said that, I'm going to take another sip of water and go back to this Reposado one. Your Reposado tequila is going to be a little more expensive, more refined, and so you would expect it to be a little better. Let's see, again, if I think that's true. I think that's true. So some people would tell you, and a silver is fine, especially when you're mixing it with other flavors. But if you have a choice between a Reposado and a silver, probably in any brand, but especially I'm going to say here in this Dobel brand, if you have a choice between the two and you're making a basic margarita recipe with the lime and the orange liqueur, I would go with the Reposado. I like them both, but like I said, this would be even more enjoyable if I'm just sitting here going to sip and have the margarita, especially if I'm not going to put anything with it. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, that's nice, really nice. Well, I hope you've learned something about the Reposado versus the silver tequila, and that you may have some tequila you'd like us to try here, recommend. Please comment below, like and subscribe. We're going to continue this hunt because here at the Great Margarita Hunt, the hunt continues.